Hey guys, you're who knows. Look at me. This is the devil, y'all. It's Sunday, and I've been having a great day. And then my streamer, I want to act up. I can't even talk, but God is good. And me and Mr. Norian Love are going to have a great conversation. And that's the author of the month. And we're going to be reading his second book of this series, Winter. So, no further ado, please welcome Norian Love.
You got me cracking up. Hey, wait, what's up?
You see,
What's
I
going
can't
on?
even talk. That's
I
the
see.
devil trying to mess up my greatness.
Mm-hmm. Won't let you be great. I feel you on that.
Thank God I have other devices because I was on my MacBook and I couldn't see myself. I had to restart. It still didn't happen. But then I got my iPad that I
Mm-hmm.
use for my work, and I was like, oh, thank you Jesus, because that'd have been a hot mess if y'all couldn't see me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, you're right. You're right. No, that was
And I can't be a hot mess like you.
what I do. What I do. I'm just sitting here.
Uh huh, Mister
Mm-hmm.
Black Genius Cup and everything. I'm gonna get comfortable. I should have had me some tea because we about to get into the tea. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
get
Mm-hmm.
me look at me nice and comfortable.
You comfortable. You look comfortable. You look real comfortable.
Because we about to get into this. So I hope
Mm-hmm.
everybody comes back home. Put your comments in the chat. We're gonna have a good time. So, Mr. Norian Love, please introduce yourself to people who don't know you. They should know you if they follow me, but for the new time viewers, we do got some a couple. I think we got a nice amount of new people. So
Okay.
yes, please introduce yourself so they'll know who you are.
So I am Norian Love. I am a male romance author who piloted a few books here. Um, some of Whitney's if you've been on her channel before, she's had some comments to say about some of them the Money Power and Sex series and then
Oh
Autumn.
God.
And see that all of
That's a
that.
great series, though. It's a great series. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna get you. It's just a roller coaster series.
that's what it is. Yeah. So that's the plot twist king, if you will, and all that. That's where that comes from. It's just it's fun. And then winter and then the soundtracks that go with those. I'm excited about what's coming.
I don't like the
And
glare
what
right with
is?
my glasses.
No, it's like
So,
that.
Mr.
Yeah.
Love,
Mm-hmm.
I took my glasses. I don't like the glare, but my eyes been acting up, guys.
Yeah,
So if I
mine too.
start rubbing
They
it,
bring down
please
so
give. I don't know what's going on with my eye, but y'all pray for it. It's acting
I
real
know.
hot mess.
We'll take this out. I can't
But
see.
yes, get it
But I guess
together,
I don't
old
even see.
age. You
But
need, you long as you can hear me and
I can
respond
hear.
to my
Mm-hmm.
questions and the remarks of everybody else, we good to go.
Okay.
Guys, y'all know Norian's my guy. He's a hot mess, but he's my guy, and we've been waiting a long time for another romance novel. He finally delivered, and I didn't know where we was going with this because I was like, I have to realize with Norian, he's never like you can't really figure him out all the time, which is kind of annoying. Yes, it is about time. Thank you. Waiting like 5 years, whatever.
It wasn't that long. Well, okay. Yeah.
You never know where he's going with his stories. And even though winter is a part of the autumn series, it goes autumn, winter. We're waiting for summer, spring. Hopefully, he drops them in summer and spring this year. Um, they don't really link because I wasn't sure. Like, even though he called a part of a series, but they're not really part of a series, or he's going to link them some way that we don't know. So you don't know what you get when you're dealing with Mr. Norian Love over here. But I came to my own conclusion about this book individually called Winter. It feels like a standalone. It really does. But we'll get into it because you know how Nori is. He'll start tying stuff together. And you're like, oh, that's what we're doing here. So, are you going to tie this book together, Mr. Norian Love, or are you going to be acting funny like y'all can see with your facial expressions?
Well, you should just take the cue on the facial expressions. I don't know. I don't. It's they. Yeah. So
See how he is?
yeah,
This is
that
why he gets on my nerves. He gets on here. He's supposed to answer the questions, ladies and
because you
gentlemen.
don't want the answers to those questions. And I know you don't. I know you think you want them, but you don't want them because then it will spoil the answer when you get it. So it's like I can't. You know. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever. Once
Uh-huh.
again, if you look at previous interviews, they always go like this. He even on his own podcast when he does his stuff, he's never like black and white. He always gotta play these games.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I realized, tell me if I'm right. When I was finished reading Winter, because at first when I was getting into it, I kind of had my prejudgment. I kind of knew where you're going because I read a lot and I'm good at like that. I said I know he ain't about to put these two together. Sound like they about to be together. Jay and Winter,
Mhm.
but then there were so many like challenges in the story. You know what I'm saying? Overcoming. So I was like, well, it is winter, and winter is a hard season. So I was like, is she making this a hard book because winter is a hard season? Am I right? Because that's what I was feeling when I
Well,
read this book. Because this is not like autumn. This is very like a lot of tough things that we're going to discuss in here. But at the end, I'm like, maybe he did it because it's winter, and winter is the hardest season of the year. So he had to make this book kind of like hard. Not like hard to get through, but a lot of tragedies, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Broken heartness, and the end it came out beautifully. But am I on the same page here?
No, that's very deliberate. Every season, if you look at autumn, it does the same thing with the fall. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of love. And so there's a theme in each one of them. And you dead on. It's like winter was delivered that way, spring will be kind of a renewal, rebirth, and summer will probably be a little bit more passionate. And that was always by design. So that's a straight answer.
Okay, yes. Thank you for your stress.
You're welcome.
I figured
Yes,
that. Come like this
yes.
is like, and the reason what kind of threw me off, and I am assuming some of the readers as well, because of autumn. I loved autumn. Autumn was a minor romance to age. That's like, and everybody knows that's one of my favorite books. Autumn is
Thank
one of
you.
my favorite
Thank
love stories. And then and Norian knows. So I was really waiting for this one because Money, Power, and Sex is like Real Housewife with Scandal, Grey's Anatomy. It was like all that. That's kind of like how that series is going. It's still not
you.
done, so we don't know where he's taking us with this series.
Mhm.
But Autumn was the actual real romance love novel. And Winter is shorter, just so y'all know, because I'm like, why is this book shorter? I don't know what he tried to. He gets there a little bit more than novella, but it should have been longer. But I'll talk to him later about how short he made this story. But so I didn't know, wasn't it? Oh my God, Autumn was just great book. So
Thank you.
I didn't know where Mr. Love was taking us. So I was like, what's he doing here? But then by the end, it made sense how he was taking us. But on that note, let's get to my notes because y'all know I got my notes. I'll be ready because we got to talk about this. We got so much stuff to talk about.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
we got
yeah.
to go. Look, y'all. Y'all know I come ready. I come ready and prepared. Okay,
Hmm.
let's get
Hmm.
into it. So tell us, how do you come up with this concept of winter?
Well, yeah. Again, it's that barren time of year, and so I wanted to have some themes about the cold, that piece of it. Then it's Christmas and New Year's and that kind of theme, and then that's always basketball season, and so it's like, this you got this young kid who like it's her coming of age, but it's not her story. She's
Mm-hmm.
just in it, and she still sings, but like you see, this is what's going on, but it's also at an accelerated pace because of she's aware of her mortality. So that you just see that with her, and all kinds of melodrama with that. But then you have, you know, this season is always about reflecting. So then you have these two people who are reflecting on a moment in time that like, and everybody, we all do that in our heads, like, man, what if, like that. So it's like you get to this flashpoint, and then it's the miracle season too. So it's like all the magic happens around Christmas, and then these moves. So it's just like a good place to put this particular story. So that's why.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because I realized every relationship Winter had has some type of turmoil during it.
Mhm, mhm.
So, you know what? Let me tell y'all something about my baby, aka my husband. So he's supporting my podcast. So he's watching me, and he's like, "Babe, you could." He's texting me, "You need to do a different angle." You could do a better angle. Don't realize I have technical difficulty. But the point is, he got my back, so he want to make sure his girl look good. You know, that's why I rock with you, babe. Thank you for watching me. I really appreciate this. Isn't so cute? Like, babe, you gotta do a different angle. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to figure something out because my other computer acting up. So I had to get my iPad. You know what? I might maybe move to the couch. Maybe that worked better. But I know I need back support. So I gotta make sure I got back support. So I'm gonna walk around and find me a better angle. Tell me if it's cute, if I'm cute, Bill, because you know, yeah, I know I just come on here and be like me. So I just had to put that in because I thought it was the cutest thing. What about this angle with the stairs? Because my computer is acting, my other computer, so I had to find something cute, y'all. What you think? But okay, so I'm gonna do it this way because I need back support. Back to what we were talking about, but I thought that was cute. But Winter seems to have in all her relationships, there's a problem. Her
Mm-hmm.
mother,
Mm-hmm.
her best friend,
Mm-hmm.
which is Jay, and then her other best friend, which is Christina,
Mm-hmm.
where her daughter, where her so-called boyfriend at the time, Darren, I believe that's his name is. So every area, even in her career,
Mm-hmm.
her love life, her family life. Look at my son. Everybody gets in my background when they know I'm on my live. This is called life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, now I do this in my home. But I realized in every situation in her life,
Mm-hmm.
there's some type of turmoil with
Mm-hmm.
all her relationship, which
Yeah.
I thought, what the heck, Mr. Love? Like, why she can't every quarter she
Well,
having problems?
because it's like what you just said. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what you just said. If you have a problem in every area of life, all these unrelated areas, maybe the problem is you. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
in
mm-hmm.
her case, she had, which we'll probably get to later on. She did have a problem. You know, she had a couple of issues, and until she could resolve those,
Yeah.
should the other was resolved. So that's kind of why it was set up like veiled, because it's like, you know, like why ain't any of these things working? You know, and she's the only thing that is in common with all of it. You know what I mean? So it's
Yes.
like, you know, what do you've been spending so much time running, you got to be able to sit still and be able to fix some of this, you know. So
Yeah. I agree. Um, let's talk about. It's so I'm sorry about. Well, I'm gonna let's. You know what? I'm gonna do good and go back to the beginning and follow my notes. Um, I like how you started off very fluff,
mm,
where they was at the Winter Carnival Festival.
mm,
I love that they love funnel cake, even though I hate funnel cake.
mm,
Fried dough, that's for me, y'all. But I thought it was cute. Jay being the uncle, and Miracle dad dying from sickle cell, and then she ended up having sickle cell. Also Winter was a widow. I'm like, it was flush, but it was still deep. Like, what the heck? So all these things happening within like the first page of the whole thing.
first page.
I had to tell my son I could see him, and he's talking right behind me. He's like, "Oh, let me get out of here." So all those things. I mean, they put me at the festival, but all these things are coming.
Mm.
Talk about it more because I was like, "What's going on?" Then the boyfriend came. That was like the boyfriend came, the best friend came.
Oh, the reporter. Yeah, the reporter. He was. Yeah, yeah. He was a
The
jerk. Yeah,
boyfriend.
he was annoying.
He was very annoying. And I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because I did not like his character. And one thing I don't like, and I'm glad you discussed it in there, when he talked about his cock,
Mm.
I was like, this is what I talk about when I tell y'all, when everybody asks me, why do you want to read black romance novels? I said, because it's a culture.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
glad that you continue that scene and her talking to her girlfriend and them discussing it. Because they did, I would have been very disappointed because black people don't say the word cock, okay?
Uh-huh.
For anybody
Uh-huh.
who's out there,
So
we don't
yeah,
say that. You know what I'm
I,
saying? That's not how we talk about
yeah.
our men body parts, and that's not how they talk about their body parts. So I'm so happy that you did not miss that opportunity because I'd have been like, "What the heck, Mr. Love?" Cause
I
that
feel like
right
that
there,
was
I'm
old,
like,
so I did that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a conversation that was overdue. So yeah, I want to put that
great.
in there. Hmm.
And I love when the girl was like, whoop, like the best friend. She would be so slow. No, those
Strong Rod, Rod.
Oh my god, that's a hot
That was
mess.
like, yeah.
But yes, let's
We
talk
know what we
about
say.
this hot mess reporter. Let's go back and talk about. But that explained it. When that whole scene happened, I was like, makes sense. Like, how did she even like him?
Hmm.
So that made sense. But what made you? How do you come up with that character?
You know, Darren. Well, the reporter was one guy, but Darren was the you talking about the rival.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's in any sport. You know, you always gonna have somebody that just gonna be in your way.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe sometimes it's on the court, sometimes it's in life, sometimes it's both. And I think the higher you go in anything, the more you guys are gonna overlap. I mean, make no mistake about it, the guy was pretty successful in his own right.
Yeah.
You know, he just at that level. But Jay is another breed. So, you know, it was
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah. And then the college stuff, you know, a lot of times we get into these things that we think matter and we let them carry on for decades, you know, and it's like you can just let this go. You say it, but you know, people do it all the time, you know. Hmm.
That is true. People do that all the time. It was what over a 16-year rival. Like, come on, get over
Hmm.
it. But people don't. Like they said, like sticks and stones, but words stay with people forever.
Hmm.
So y'all gotta get my angle right because I don't want somebody tell my angle wrong, but you know, I gotta get my back support. Because that's what I have to figure it out. Um, I didn't like him. Let me get my phone so I get the rest of my notes. But Miracle was a trip to a typical 60. I love that she was smart though, how she was like graduating 2 years. I don't know if I could do that. Like, I don't like skipping kids because I feel like they're not mature enough for that. And I kind of could tell even when they made like little dags at her, like even like the reporters in her games, are like, oh, look like a sophomore. Like her maturity level, even though she was a lady, because you know they say girls develop faster than boys, you could still tell that she still has some growing up to do.
Yeah.
And with how she has her little tantrums, and I was like, come on now, you're supposed to be going to college and you were not ready to go to college. Appreciate you putting UConn in there. Okay, CT in the house. So I like that, Mr. Houston. But I could still you her character. I liked her character. And I love that they named her Miracle, off of because of what's going on. I do have a question. Well, I'm remind me. I have a question later because I want to talk about it, then come back and ask a question about
Okay.
um her sickness. So remind me. I have a question about the sickness and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, but I don't want to talk about it yet because we have to hit other things first about before we talk about the sickness
Yeah.
that she has, that rare sickle cell. But let's get back into it. So they at the festival. She got the boyfriend, like the reporter. Then the best friend shows up on some, and then Jay's like, "What the heck?" But I knew something was going on between her and Jay. Hold on. And
I can't see the comments. I don't see the comments.
no, I'm saying right here. I'm comfortable now. No, that's my husband texting me, telling me about my angles and
Oh,
stuff. But I'm gonna say where I'm at because I don't want to move anymore.
okay.
So that was cute. The girl seemed like she was the gold digger friend, Christina. I already didn't like her after that. I did not like her after how she just ran up on Jay. Like I have
Hmm.
funny vibes. Instantly
Yeah.
have funny vibes. I knew something was gonna be off,
Hmm.
which I was right. And then let's talk about Christina. Let's really talk. Thirsty, absolutely very thirsty.
Hmm.
She was
Hmm.
like the Sahara
Dehydrated.
Desert. Like, come on.
Dehydrated. Definitely. Definitely.
And it
But
was very
like,
disappointing. Talk about how you came up with that character.
you know, okay, so one of the things I try to do to all these people is make them relatable, like real people that would do these things based off of whatever their upbringing is. And, you know, I think that like you have a friend sometimes, people in life, they'll have these friends. They're not really friends. They just in your life, you know, and as you do well, you hear them congratulate you less and less, and you hear them, and then the snickering comes, and again, that's a lot of stuff that they dealing with internally. You mean not
Yeah.
really have everything to do with you, because if you look at Christina, her problem was her. You know what I'm saying? She had the degree, but she never had the hustle. She couldn't stick with anything. She couldn't do so like, there's a lot of like, in all of these characters have inward reflection to do. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Yes.
and what they do well is place the blame elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
so it's kind of like what's really cool to me about this book is having to come to these conclusions in really chaotic forms when they finally start clashing up against each other.
Yeah.
Now you got to deal with it. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like, now it's in front of you, you got to deal with it. And so that was Christina. It was like, she probably believed in herself, but not enough to take action. She was always going to be comfortable had they been cool, but it was wearing its time. You mean sometimes, and that happens to people too. Sometimes people just outgrow each other. Like, you
Yeah.
moving in this direction, you move in this direction, but you holding on to something because of what was 10 years ago, knowing y'all
Exactly.
shouldn't be together no more, and so, and sometimes the person in the right recognizes this, but sometimes the person in the wrong recognizes this, if you will. They also recognize, look, I'm just bad when I'm around you, and I don't want to be bad no more. I got to make that choice. So
Hmm.
that's kind of Christina's whole motive, if you will, MO, or her existence. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Christina was getting on my nerves because one, when she came up to the festival looking thirsty, I don't think I'm a woman and I'm a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very particular about how we conduct ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How we present ourselves because people already have their prejudices about us.
Mm-hmm.
So one, I don't like with any woman come off looking thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is very disappointing as another sister. Like, come on, you are the prize. Sorry, gentlemen. I tell all women they're the prize
Mm-hmm.
because we are. God said, "Him who find a wife finds a good thing."
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, prize. Let me keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't like that. She presented herself as thirsty and desperate when she wasn't. She had her, like you said, she had a degree, she had a career, she was a business partner, they had a successful bakery. But it also shows too when people are envious of other people. And I always tell people, if you ask God for chicken and french fries, and someone asks God for steak and potatoes, why are you so worried about their steak and potatoes when you ask for chicken and french fries? Be grateful for what you have. Where's your gratitude? Stop looking at everybody else's plate and be grateful for what you have. You know what I'm saying? Because that is definitely the enemy. I tell people all the time, even keep reminding us of this. Keep
Oh yeah,
reminding us that she got
yeah, yeah.
all the time. Like we
She
don't need to know that
graduated.
she graduated. Another girl didn't graduate, but it's not even about a degree. But I also showed you how shallow she was. She has to always remind you of what she did and who she is instead of knowing who she is. And women who are watching, sorry, Norian, I'm going on a tangent right now. Know who you are. Life will take us through ups and downs. If you didn't learn anything about in this book, that's a lesson I believe Norian was trying to tell y'all. Know who you are and deal with whatever it is you have to deal with. Because we're constantly going to be going on different journeys in life, different growth, different struggles. But we don't have to always tell people, "Oh, I'm beautiful, I'm kind, I'm nice, I'm educated." Know it,
And then
and
leave us with.
they're gonna confirm it. Cause Christine, if you, she will show you somebody who you don't want to be. You don't want to be thirsty. You don't want to be a bad friend because she was a bad friend, and you don't want to mess up great opportunity. Because she had a great business partner with Winter, doing what she got to do, making good money. They were about to expand, and she ruined it off of like everybody else. They didn't deal with issues that they have, and there were all internal issues that she had to deal with herself because she kept on going back at Winter. And sometimes people, like you said, grow apart, but don't mess up your bag. Like, okay, this is not what it is for me anymore. But you grow and be better. Understanding, like I could see some stuff Winter said wasn't always nice, was kind of embarrassing. But in any life, any job, Nori knows, all y'all know. You gotta suck the bitter cup and get your paper. Keep it moving. Cause when she did that grimy mess, ooh, I wanted to jump through that book, Norian. I wanted to jump through that book when she went and started to steal that girl business. Oh, talk about that scene, Norian, because I'm about to be hot. Talk about it.
Well, yeah, no, that was fun to write because I like it was building, and you knew she was gonna respond at some point in time. She wasn't around at the job, and in Christina's defense, and like honestly, like I think that did she envy her? Yes. But her issue really was her own insecurity. That was really what it was at the root of it, and Winter was just a constant light of what she wished she could be. You
Mm-hmm.
mean, and that reminder every day. But Winter wasn't making no better with some of them digs. You know what I'm
He
saying? Because
wasn't.
it was like, so she might like, and I tell people, like, so you got those people out there, like Winter is. If you're gonna send your shots, check her return policy because she returned the fire. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just who she is. And so I think that Christina couldn't handle that. You know what I mean? And then yeah, you already one up me in life. Now you run one up at me in front of these people. You know how I feel about Jay. All this is going on. I'm gonna show you. And I don't even think I don't know if she put a lot of thought into anything but hurting her. You know what I'm saying? At
Mm-hmm.
that point in
Mm-hmm.
time. And I think that because one of the things she said at the end was and this was real telling to me. It was like, she Winter was there. She said, "You don't get to do that." She really, as a friend, she was like, "I'm tired of you complaining about everything that's right with your life." You mean she just really was like, that was a growth moment for Christina because she was like, "We ain't good together, but like I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna say the things I should have said along the way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I didn't say.
Mm-hmm.
And she she loved the clip. She did. So I think their friendship, it was a natural death, but it was just at a big stage. You know what I mean? But it was
Mm-hmm.
past time for it to die.
Absolutely. And like you said, Winter did have wholesome account. She had a wholesome accountability in that because at the end of the day, she was dealing with stuff. And like she said, when she said that thing about Jay, I agree completely with her. When she said that thing about Jay, you got all these things around you, and you're not even happy. You holding this guy hostage. You're talking about your kids, your family. Winter was kind of self-centered. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
lie.
Hmm.
She's very self-centered because she was too busy to take time to look at herself.
Hmm.
That's not an
Hmm.
excuse, but I noticed that
Hmm.
because in one of the scenes when you wrote that tire scene, I said, "Is Norian a woman or not?" Because I'm telling you, I felt every piece of that I'm tired scene. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I felt that, and I'm like, Norian be paying a lot of attention to women or something, or he got somebody in his ear. Maybe he be listening to what I be telling him. But
It's that. It's
but you
that.
got
Yeah.
you got a good you got a good circle around you. You really do. You have a good circle of people around you.
I do though. I do.
But I could tell you listen and you pay attention. And that's one thing I love about your writing. And I tell anybody that I say he does a great. You would never know as a guy writing this, but you can really hear the female voice and you can really hear the male voice. That's why I really like it. I'm so tired of before, and see.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's real. You. That's people. And to your point, with like, I mean, like, I don't think that people appreciate a woman's exhaustion. You mean like you especially someone like a single mother, like not even mother, period, woman, period. Like the ability to pause and catch your breath, it leaves you once you become an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And you're running for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. We all tired, you know what I'm saying? But depending on the level of strain, after you start giving birth and you start bills and all this stuff, and I think we all, when we come into adulthood, like it's not like there's a course on it. You know what I'm saying? You just making the best decision you can day after
Yep.
day, and people who are better at that and with some luck and fortune tend to do better, and people who stumble a little bit early on, they have to struggle with that. But man, like I yeah, no, I really I think that like this is gonna sound weird, but like I wish that men could read that piece more. You mean I think it develop a different empathy, because I think like you're not factoring that in on your end. You know what I'm saying? On your end, that's not a part of your but I think that'd be a helpful dialogue to understand where that exhaustion is coming from and what it looks like, because you don't get a year to catch your breath. You don't get a day sometimes, so it's
Mm-hmm.
like, when do you actually do it? You mean, do you ever? And can you keep going at that rate? So to your point, panic attacks. Now I've had panic attacks of my own. I'm just being full transparent. It's like, you get to an age in life where you're like, I need a break. Like let me sit down. But ain't no help coming. So
Mm-hmm.
I gotta load up for the next round already. It's round 58. And 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 I don't know if, like, especially for her specifically, because she's right in the fight of it, right? She's about to be an empty nester. That happened prematurely for her. She ain't dealt with none of this grief that she had going. This business is trying to scale, and it's probably overwhelming for her at the same time. And and she has to make all these decisions, and they're changing every day. It's a new set of decisions. She's just getting to work on time, barely. Like her life is like, right. Everything has to go the way it has to go just for her to be 15 minutes late. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, yeah, she's tired. So that's I want to emphasize that, because I think that would be resonated well. Because I think, like you
Yeah.
said, everybody can relate to that. Or and if you can't relate to it, if you read it, maybe you develop an appreciation for what that feels like. So
Exactly. Like
yeah.
that scene, knowing I had to take a pause. I had to take a pause after I read that, because I felt it. I felt it in my soul, because, like you said, and that's anybody who is human, but speaking from a woman's perspective, speaking from a wife, a mom, an entrepreneur, I still work, a sister, a daughter, a friend, and definitely someone who believes in team. I tell everybody, even there, it was scientific fact. They said women only sleep maybe 10% of their brain is at rest, and like men are 70% at rest. So when we're sleeping, we're not really sleeping, because we're designed that way so we can hear the baby, like, so you can hear stuff. Like, I hear everything that goes on in this house. I don't care what time it is.
Mhm.
But it also shows that you're not really at rest. But as a mother, a wife, a woman, an individual who have so much stuff going on in her life, I can't remember the last time I had peace. Like, I didn't think of, I'm like, my brain is always going. My mom, my husband, everybody said you think too much. But I'm like, because I have so much going on. When is practice? Who's going to cook dinner? Is the house clean? The kids that they need to go? What I got to do for work? Did I talk to my client? Did I read this book? Oh, did I check up on my sister? How my mom's doing? Is she good? Is she healthy? Like, constantly things. Is my husband good? Okay, what am I, you know what I'm saying?
What
Checking
time
on
is
things.
this? This is
What time is
Wednesday. What
this?
about next Tuesday? Does that
Did I
clash with
miss
this on
something?
Thursday?
And then at the end of the day, you so focus on everybody else, you forget that you're an individual. And then you're depleted, and it's nobody's fault. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important. That scene was so important. Like you said, I think if men read this scene, they will be like, oh, because a lot of time when you hear your partner say stuff, you don't ever really get it until you hear somebody else. And not even just men, but even like parents or whoever, just understand the word tired means different things for different people. But you have to be willing to invest in that person, because a man could say he's tired and you're like, oh, I'm tired all the time. But his tired could be he want to kill himself because he don't know that type of stress. Unfortunately, it's a curse and a blessing that women were built to handle this type of stuff, but everybody's not built to handle these type of things. And I always tell people, I'm like, yeah, like they say, check on your strong friends. You should check on your strong friends, because we're always going, but you never know when what we feel or what we think. And if I tell people, oh, they're like, how you do? I said, if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't know how I do this. I have a great husband who supports me. I have a great family, but I'm still tired. I'm still exhausted all the time. It's not their fault. It's not just them. It's just some things that you have, like you said, internally to deal with. But just so somebody can understand when I say I'm tired and really be like empathize with that, doesn't mean you gotta do something for me. Just understand, hey, she's tired. Or if it's you, say it to whoever, to your sister, to me as a friend, like, well, I'm tired. I'm like, yo, let me check up on Norian more often, because maybe he just, you know, need an outlet. Everybody's tired could mean something different. It's just sad as a people that we never really empathize or really try to say, well, what do they mean by tired?
Well, and that's
You
kind of
know?
what like if you look at both of these books so far, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
all these
Yeah.
books try to like You know, I maybe I'm biased, but I think that Autumn would be a great book for men to read. Winter would be a good book for men to read, like for couples to read in that
I
sense,
think
because
so.
it's like you get to have. There's a male voice that's strong and present. There's several male voices strong and present. I think
In
men will
both
be able to
books.
identify with. You know what I'm saying? There's several women's voices in Winter that men should be able to understand based off of what's going on in the book. You mean because it's still dealing with some very heavy issues that anybody can relate to. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it's all of these concepts. And then even with Jay, like Jay is a different guy. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
really enjoy Jay. I think his character and how he was treated really, like, I think he was used a lot and no one really appreciated what he did and his sacrifice. They just expected him to do it.
men don't understand that.
And I feel like Jay was tired. He just didn't say it. He just shut down. That's what I'm saying. Everybody gets tired. It's a different type of tired. And Jay was tired too. He just didn't
Mom,
know how to express his tired.
the mama was tired. She was traveling everywhere. She was trying
Girl,
to reach. I'm trying to tell you, man. Like he was, and
everybody
that's
in
the
that book
point.
was tired. Christina was tired. Darian was tired. Jay was tired. Winter was tired. Miracle was tired. And the mama was tired. All of them were
Everybody.
tired for different reasons. No one knew how to express it. But Winter, she expressed it because she was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. And that's the only way she knew how. But
Hmm.
that's why I think that scene was very important, and also like the hardness of this book. When I say hard, I'm talking about not like it was hard to read, but the challenges that people
Hmm.
had.
Hmm. Hmm.
And sometimes it makes you reflect on yourself. I'm not
Hmm.
perfect. I strive to be perfect. I really do. That's my own personal issue. Because I want to be like Jesus. Yeah, I know I
Hmm.
want to be like Jesus. I want to be the best person I could possibly be. But I understand that I'm not where I need to be, but I wasn't where I used to be.
That's it.
Last year, 2024 was like a really hard year for me and an eye opener year for me. So I understand the different tires, but I also understand too, like, I was joking with my mom about this the other day because she's like, "Wait, I'm gonna wash the dishes for you for you home." I said, "Great," and I came home, she the dishes was. I was like, "Mom, what happened to you washing the dishes?" But I could tell she was tired. And I was like, you know what? But I didn't say it to her. When I walked in the house, my old self would have went flipped out. I was like, okay, let me just do this and, clean, cook, whatever. And but when I saw my mom, I saw that she was tired. I was like, Mom, what happened? She said, I said, no, Mom, you are good. I said, my old self would have. She said, I see the growth. I said, the simple fact of the matter, what I'm realizing in life, we all have our own vision and expectation and what we expect. Like somebody could be like, "What was dinner?" But hey, maybe I was just busy today. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I just didn't get time. The time got past me. So why am I, as a person, going to flip out? Because my old self used to. I used to be like, "What the heck? What's going on, Johnny?" But I'm like, maybe that person is tired. Maybe this person had a long day. Maybe they want a day off, or whatever the case may be. That's growth, y'all. Because me
Well,
before, y'all know I could go, and I'd be like, "Nope, I'm not doing that anymore." Because that's not godly. I'm working on my love walk, y'all.
well, it's also like if you care about people, right? You spend all
Yes.
this time with people. Now, like young relationships are one thing because you got to figure out who you are. But then after a while, you know
Yeah.
who each other are. You mean, and so like in any relationship, family, whatever the case may be, like so then it's like provide some grace because you know this person is doing their best. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
you've passed a lot of selfishness, you've passed a lot of you know what I mean? And sometimes because people get wrapped up, there's also the mechanism of okay, I see something slacking, let me just pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just not
Hmm.
gonna see this. Let me just go ahead and do that because clearly this person does this 7 days out of the week and they miss the last three. That ain't like them. They might need a break. I'm just gonna go ahead and step in
Exactly.
and make that go until they get healed enough to do that part again. You know what I'm saying? And so
Exactly.
because it got to be done. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like and so it's like how do you keep the machine going? You mean
How
because that's all this
exactly.
is. We got to keep the machine going.
Keep it going, like
You
you said,
know?
and knowing your triggers,
Yeah,
knowing what's going to set you off.
man,
That's
that
one thing
part.
I learned. I said I'm not gonna keep on like I'm gonna be like Winter. I'll keep the clip, but I ain't giving nobody else my clip. And we
Hmm.
do
Hmm.
that a lot. We
Hmm.
give other people ammunition to shoot us, and then we get pissed off. No, yeah, this okay. I can do it. I watch. That's a simple example because most people go through this type of stuff. So, but why would that piss you off? Like, come on, two things in the same. Watch your freaking two things. Keep it moving.
Hmm.
But like you said, people. One thing I know, and I am guilty of, but I got delivered, is that I tell everybody the best advice I could give. And they always ask me, what would you give me advice if I was mom? And I think I told you this before, Norian. Kill the dream of whatever you thought your life was going to be, like your kids, your husband, because you
Oh
can't put expectation on people that are human beings. Like I can't expect my kids. You and then you don't also give yourself the opportunity to enjoy who they are.
yeah.
I'm learning that as an adult that I have to let my son be my son, my husband be my husband, my daughter. Because even though me and my husband have been together for what almost 20 years now, we're still growing and changing. I'm not the 19-year-old Whitney I used to be. Like he's not either. We're still growing and changing, and we're still finding out who we are at this point in our life. And I think that also correlates with Winter and Jay. Like now they're not the same people. So now they're trying to redefine themselves in how to work with each other.
Hmm. Well, and it's funny that you say that, right? I think that's the great human sin when it comes to relationships. I think is that
Mm-hmm.
like with your children, with your spouse, with whoever, like your parents, brother, sister, who it don't even matter who it is. You have a version of them that you want them to be, and that's not necessarily who they are. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And we a lot, and I think children help you learn this the easiest is because if you're patient enough with children, they already are who they are. They're just teaching you
Mm-hmm.
who that
Yep.
is. But we don't apply that same logic to the person that we're with. It's like, why can't you be more like this? Now, this is who they are. And let
Yeah.
me learn how that works and let me understand because you're right. So, because there's two things going on. Now I learned this person, but that person has dreams. So by the time I figured out this piece, if I wasn't paying attention, they down the road. So I know who they were.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are today. And then that's
Mm-hmm.
what causes a lot of frustration because you still, every time you learn to somebody, you learn the old version of them because you didn't spend all this time, but they growing and then the
Yep.
friction's happening between y'all. So the worst thing you want to do is have those pieces of them shut down. You mean now you don't know who they are because they,
Like
they can't
Miracle.
share that with you. You know what I'm saying? And so all of this, if you look at Jay and Winter, a piece of that for Jay was he was what everyone else wanted him to be, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so he couldn't be honest with himself. They're all dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Like they all dealing with had he had the voice, had he not had to be poised every time, be the perfect, sport that every got the best
Because she said
results.
he'd been in business for the last 20
Yeah,
some
he's been in
years.
business, and so he didn't know how to be anything else but that.
Yeah.
He's been Jay, and so every time someone came into his life that cared about him, they took advantage of him, and that just
They never
became
saw him. They never saw Jet. That
yeah,
broke my heart. They never saw Jet.
yeah,
Even when Winter, when she said, this is the first time I actually saw him.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And they've
yeah.
been best friends for years, but you never saw the guy he was. You never saw, and every time she got a glimpse of him, she'll change the story to
Hmm.
fit with whatever she was going through. That's called her self center as well.
Hmm.
But it's very interesting. Even with Miracle being 16,
Hmm.
everyone's so focusing on her sickness or her playing basketball, they never focus on who she was. Or even when she flipped out her mom, I just want to get away from you because you don't know what my dream is. And when her mother finally gave her some room to breathe and show that she cared, she didn't even want to go because all she wanted was y'all to love her and be honest with her.
That was it. She didn't want to
Oh, so
go.
it's
She
woo.
she was doing that because you're not even letting me live my life. You got it all
Exactly.
planned out already. So that's why I'm doing all this stuff because I don't even know how much time I got. But I'll be damned if I spend it doing what you want me to do with it. And you gotta love that in that kid because when they had that conversation and she was talking about her mortality, that was an angle Winter hadn't really fathomed before. She didn't she understood a piece of it, but she it's not in her mind. But this girl is living with this every day. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm always in pain. You talk about the pain. I don't care about this attack. I'm always in pain. You know, and that's why I got to work so hard. And
And
I think
crazy
it's
part is when you said that, I
mhm,
felt like every character wanted to say this. I feel like you use in this book, you use the same thing, but you let somebody say what all of them are feeling. Like Miracle was always in pain because she had a sickle cell, but the mother was in pain, Jay was in pain, and the grandma was in pain, Christina was in pain, and Darren was in pain. Every last one. That's one thing I loved about this book, and I hope people caught it
I
because I
love.
be catching stuff.
That's why I like
But
talking to you.
because I be
Because
catching,
I
because
don't have
I
to
know
explain
I be
all this thing. You
dissecting
got
these
it.
books.
I just, you're like, yeah, that's it. See
You know
that?
I be dissecting this book because this is I
Oh,
love. I tell everybody this is why I read because I feel like we don't have anything on TV. But all these books I read could be like a freaking sick. I told Norian he could be on TV easily, but this
yeah.
hot mess world is another thing. So I'll just read the books. But I felt like all the big moments that everybody wants to express some way somehow,
Hmm.
one character said it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that pain part when she was saying she was tired, even in the end, like showing up, like people showing up and stuff like that. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
mom,
Yeah.
grieving. But I hope people who read this story really learn that it's not okay to be quiet,
Yeah.
like learning how to communicate with
Yeah.
whoever. And I'm telling y'all, I know it ain't easy. And I'm a communicator, but it's still not easy when it's people you care about because you don't want to be offensive. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And a lot of times when you're talking about a person, unfortunately, we automatically get on defense, which I work on. I always say I don't try to do that. But we're all human, but you still want to be able to articulate and express yourself so that you don't be a Winter, a Miracle, a Jay, any of these people because these feelings been going on for years and people are living with these feelings right now for years because they never properly be able to express themselves.
Hmm.
So I hope people got that from the story, but I do want to go on talk about something that was fun to me, like you know where I'm going with this. Where two things. I love
All right.
Jay. I
Cool.
love when he got when he like had to get her together so she could break the tie. You know what I'm saying? I love how he was a coach to Miracle,
Oh
and
yeah. 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 Yeah.
he got
Yeah.
she pissed me off when she was like not being a team player. Also, that's another lesson being a team player. But she was tired. She passed out on the couch, and
And that
then
was him as a coach. Every time he talked to her as a coach, you see how he talked to her. Every time he talked to her as a coach, as a ball player, he talked to her. It didn't matter about the all the stuff that was going on. And what I loved about that is, no matter what was going on, they had a language. You know what I mean? And that language was like even if he wasn't, what's so cool about their relationship. And I want to say this, and I'm gonna, is that like he wasn't the dad he needed to be because of whatever reason. But like he loved that kid and he poured everything that he was, the business of him, if you will, or everything that he had been into her to the place where and it cost him on other areas, right? But he don't know but even those things that cost him wasn't nearly what he was, you know what I'm saying? And for him to so for them to able to have that bond, he was a decent dad. You know what I'm saying? Because he made sure of it, and it was like
he wasn't dad.
he was a dad.
She just didn't know that he was her dad.
Her dad.
Cause she said
Exactly.
it before. I always felt like he treated me like his daughter,
Hmm.
but because like the mom and everybody said when she had to talk. Well, we kind of y'all sure already read this book, so I'm just gonna talk about it. He like she said when Winter went and talked to her daughter and she shared the story about how she lost her dad. Um, it took me a little to get into this book, but it was excellent. Yeah, I told you better finish it. Now go read Autumn, Miss Thing. That's my book. She was like, "What?" I'm like, "You gotta read the whole thing," because I was like, she's like, I was like, I feel like he's going somewhere with this. You know what I'm saying? And I was prolonging myself from reading it
Hmm.
because Autumn was longer, way longer
Hmm.
than this.
Hmm.
So I thought it was gonna take me longer with my busy schedule, but I'm like, I'm almost done with this book, and I like to have it to be authentic. So
Hmm.
every day I just be like one chapter, two chapter, like for a whole week, because I was prolonging myself to read it because I wanted it to finish it today, so that I could be like, okay, now I could, So everybody like, yes, I'm gonna read that.
I'm telling you,
I told her she's gonna love Autumn. But
you're like others.
if you saw from the beginning, he made this book hard because of the
Slow.
because she's a hot mess because of the seasons.
Hmm.
So that's why it's a hard book. But for everybody who's out there, hashtag, y'all need to download the albums to go with the book. You have to download the albums to go with the book. And I have a favorite song on this album. You already told you what my favorite song is. But Norian produces all the work. So y'all gotta go on Apple Tunes. That's where I get it. Most of y'all who got Android, y'all know how y'all download music. Y'all gotta download the album to go with it because it changes the rhythm of the story. But back to Jay, the Mama in Winter, when she told the story
We'll
about,
talk about that later. But yeah, I want
I
to talk
had
a
to
little
get
bit
that
more
in
about
there
that.
because you don't be talking about your albums like that enough.
Yeah, well,
People
I'm gonna talk
forget.
about this because I know this one.
See
I
what it's
really
called. The albums are called Winter, and the other album called Autumn. It's the same thing as the
yeah,
book,
yeah.
and the
Okay,
cover looks just like the book. Go ahead, Nora. Talk about it.
well, let's talk about it. Yeah, so okay, so
Let me go find my song I like. Hold on.
I'm gonna tell you like this since this is what we're doing. Okay, let me do it. I'm gonna tell you like this. Okay. Since somebody hasn't read all of them, I'm gonna be very deliberate about what I'm about to say next. But if you read it, if you know, you know. You don't, you don't. But this is what I'm
I
saying.
know.
Somebody uh wrote all the songs in the soundtrack for the first soundtrack, right? And then um that's their job, right? It's what you kind of find out along the way, whatever the case may be. So in this world, you know, they also wrote this one, you know. And if you notice, Preston Cole was mentioned a certain, at some point in time. So what I'm saying is like it's a very thin little weave that's happening, you know, but the strings will get tighter as we go along. That's what I'm gonna say. So but it's there. If you know, you know. It's all they're just little dots that need to be connected. So I'm gonna shut up. But the music, please, because people did this one right here, I think is better.
Right,
I
English, please. He just gets too excited. But let me show you. I can't see my camera over here. See, this is Winter right here. So it's on Apple Music. It's a really really good.
can't say nothing.
Let me see if I can see. See, I see it. There you go. By Norian Love. And there's some really good songs on here. And I told Norian honestly, each time he does an album, it gets better. I told him like I said I like this one better than Autumn. Autumn was good, but I did like Winter better than Autumn. You remember what I said was my favorite song?
Which was it? No, no. Which one? I think I know. Was it "Don't Look Back"?
Could be. I don't remember. I think I texted it to you, but it could be no little bit. But anywho, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna text it to you. Actually, I know what my favorite song was. But y'all gotta download the album too. Um, hashtag again since we're going all over the place. Are you doing another box for this one?
I am.
It's probably on Spotify. Like, what's other download stuff you have
Yeah,
on
it's
there?
on anything. If you go to Spotify, if you have Apple Music, if you have Amazon Music, YouTube, it's anywhere. Like just
It's
put
just
in
a bunch.
Norian Love and what the season of the book, and then the soundtrack will show up.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's gonna
So
do another box,
so
y'all. I'm
Autumn's
waiting
is
for my
pink
box.
and Winter's is purple.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I have the autumn album, so I'm gonna get all this stuff
And
too.
then yes, he's right because I don't have these yet, but
Thank you,
but
Quest.
like
All
the
digital
CDs
graphic.
come with, and I'm gonna show you something. Watch this. So if you look at this is the CD cover for Autumn, right? But like, and you asked me about the box's perfect timing. If you were paying attention, if you look inside of here, that's the cover for Winter,
I
and
noticed.
and that poem says Winter Song. So it all
Ties
the cover
together.
for Spring, the soundtrack, and you get the point.
Well, I didn't get
They
a
all.
box because it's not available, so I couldn't see that. But I'm looking at the album because I have it on my bookshelf
Mhm,
of Autumn.
mhm.
So back to what we're saying. So when Winter and told Miracle her story, aren't you clear? Right?
A little bit, a little bit.
You know,
I love the Easter egg. So I like the I like if you're paying attention, you go. If you're looking for something, I probably planned that. That's what I'm saying. I like to put those things there.
that's why we got to wait 500 years, and that's why I
Yeah.
give them
I'll be thinking
grace.
about it. I just think I don't want you to just leave the book and not like there should be more. So there
Yeah,
it is.
he brings you into his world. I say he
Yeah.
needs to come up with the name of this world, so that people can like. But That's why I always give Norian grace because we supposed to we have this book, if y'all remember, in December, but he's a hot mess. So that's why it's February. I think he wanted to do the love month again because last February we did this. So I think he kind of purposely did that just to piss me off. But we're here, so neither here or there. But back to what we were saying about this book, when Winter talked to Miracle about her when her dad died
Hmm.
and how her whole world was consumed with that. And she start, she went to school for something else. She changed her whole career path to honor her father. And then she also realized, Winter, that she never grieved her father. And that's when she had that one-to-one with her mother. And also, so those moments in that story, one, make you realize Miracle is still only 16 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So she's just she probably even got her period yet. Who knows? She's still going through whatever she's going through at that time, but not understanding the importance. But she was more pissed off because she always when she had that talk with Jay.
Hmm.
And I love how I love their relationship. I have to say, I love Jay and Miracle relationship. Because even when she was trying to get at him, he's like, yeah, but every time you had those dreams, you called me and I listened. I didn't miss anything. I stayed here. Like all those contracts, everything. I changed my life because of you. I didn't miss anything because of you. And even when she said to her mom, he always been like a dad because he was. You might not didn't know he was your dad, but you didn't miss anything that you would besides living together. But you was at his house for the weekend. You had your own room. He did everything for you from father to daughter. And I didn't understand why she was mad at her mom because her mom just found out too. But that also shows again she's 16 years old. So
Hmm.
all those things, but it also shows too the catalyst of the roles that they play and who like made them realize stuff. And it was always the people you didn't expect. I love that. I loved
Yeah.
how it was the people you didn't expect to make them realize what was going on. Like Darian with Jay and Genesis with Winter, like people you didn't expect to make them feel like, yo, like you said, you gonna choke now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it finally hit him. Like everybody was using you. And then even when he went to the locker room, he was like, "No, I finally got to stand up and do what I want to do, and not based off everybody else." And then same thing with Winter. All things I feel, and everybody else saw this. Oh my God, it's crazy how. Correct me if I'm wrong, or just elaborate how what I'm realizing in these stories, and I think with life, how we let people change our directory of life and influence us to the point where we even are making ourselves delusional.
Like that's how you can be working a job for 20 years that you should have been, trying to make music or writing the book. I mean that you know what I'm saying? Like those things, you get so far derailed from, like, there's, and we all have these flashpoints. Sometimes it's college, sometimes it's the birth of the kid, sometimes it's, job promotion. It don't matter what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like I saw a video the other day when the guy said, "I'll pay you $50 to stand here from 8 to 5:30," and the guy, he just stood in the square, and then he got a promotion to a bigger square, but he had to stay right there, while life went by,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just a split-second choice. It was a choice at the time. 20 years later, he's still living with that choice. You know, time is really fleeting, and I think that, like, a lot of us, we think we have more time than we actually have, so we can get around to it later. Well, later was 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Later was last, and so it's really one of the important things. And you're right with all these books. It's like they, even though they tackle different things, the overall theme is, you know you gotta, like you you gotta heal to move forward. You know what I'm saying? You got to,
And you know what
you.
else, Dorian?
Mhm.
It's not about healing, but it is about healing. But what I notice in your books is that no one is listening to themselves.
At all, at all.
And that makes me like, wait, how many times did I make a decision based off somebody else? And I know I have done that because sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna do this, and then like my goal is to stick to the plan, like stick to the
Yeah.
plan of whatever God gave me. Because a lot of times, like my mom said, some people have good plans, but are they God plans? And is a plan for your life? Don't let people derail you or make you put you in a situation that because it sound good or look good or you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, and then you got 20 years of regret. Even them, they knew they both wanted to be with each other. If they
Mm-hmm.
would have one conversation,
Yep.
she assumed that he wanted to be with Genesis. She got with Malik. Like that's not where you wanted to be.
Yep.
But she
Yep.
just accepted it because she was going through whatever she's going through. But I also go back to what Norian says. If she would have been healed, she wouldn't make those decisions. And a lot of times we move off of hurt and off of desperation. Because one thing not Norian but Dave Ramsey said for the financial freedom piece, and I love this. Two things she said I love today. He said, live like nobody else today so you can live like nobody else tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
which is so good. And he
Mm-hmm.
also say the reason he tells everybody to save 3 to 6 months of expensive, like households expensive, he said this on one of his live podcasts, was because you don't ever want to walk in a room and being desperate. Because
Oh
that
yeah.
means you'll accept anything.
Yep.
So just because you lost your job or something happened, but if you know you have 3 months, 6 months of all your expenses saved, you won't make a decision off of desperation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I said that is key because a lot of times, like you said, somebody could say, "Oh, $50 in a box." You know what I'm saying? Winter with Malik, yeah, he introduced you to his brother, but that don't mean you had to be together. And then finding out that the brother just went after you to get after Jay because he saw that Jay wanted you.
Yeah. And then
He
and
got her
then
pregnant with the brother's seed. Oh my God! Go ahead, Norian.
and then even that, right? Like, Jay had this. So you have these idols in your head how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You mean? So he had this idol of what his brother was, but not the reality of what his brother was. You know what I'm saying? And he's looking at Darren like Darren's a problem when Darren, if is your brother's best friend. Well, birds of a feather. Maybe your brother has a lot more in common with Darren than what you think he is in your mind. You know what I'm saying? And so
Mm-hmm.
we all sometimes we need help seeing the blind spots. You know what I mean? And so this book was really good with like adjusting the rearview mirrors. You mean
Yes.
because it's like, oh, wait a minute, I could, but it's hindsight. You know what I'm saying? But those people, and like you said, the advice it was important for it to come from that blind side because they wouldn't be able to accept it otherwise. They'd already built this, this is my friend. This is my friend. We're gonna be friends. We got a handshake. We do, and they were setting it, and everybody else like, what are you fools doing? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and they can see it, like, and
Mama, everybody said that everybody that came in contact with
hmm
said they saw it and they didn't see it because Jay just accepted that she would never see him for who he was. And she was too busy with everything else that he was just her go to person, but
yeah,
don't realize what grown man puts his life on hold for a whole nother person. Because it's not like he just did stuff for your daughter. He did multiple things for you. And you know he did things. He even said it. I always got you. Did it. He proves himself over and over again. And for you to be that blind or keep on talking to yourself out of it, but you wouldn't have to have done that if she would have just had the conversation 20 years ago to be like, hey, this is not what it is, but you just accepted something like the brother, and the brother just pursued you off of no one. Like, it's sad because it was very sad that that was his daughter. I'm trying to figure out how they inseminated him, but I'm out of my business on that. Oh, this is what I wanted to ask you. So the brother Malik, he was sick with this or rare sickle cell
yeah,
disease, right?
I love this.
Why you love it so much?
No, okay, keep going. I just want to see where we're going. Keep going.
So I'm trying to figure out how did Miracle get this rare sickle cell disease, finding out at the end that Malik wasn't really his brother from what you kind of say. So what the heck is going on here? And stop making faces because I read this story and I was like, wait, hold up. If that's not really his brother,
All
because
right,
all this
let's break it down.
detail,
Let's break it down.
you thought you were gonna get
Let's
that
break
past
it
me?
down.
I don't think so.
Let's break it down. Okay, so sickle cell is an autoimmune immune disease, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, In order to get it, it's a genetic trait, or so someone has to either have the genetic trait or have to be dormant with the genetic trait, right? Um, and so, you know, winter. I mean, I didn't know.
Cause you gotta read the details, girl. You are a hot mess. She said it in the beginning.
Okay, so
I love you.
so in order to have it, I'm going somewhere with this. In order to, like, you either have to have it or you have to have the dormant trait, right? So Malik was not her father, so she Malik didn't factor into him having it. Now Jay was her father, so they obviously got it from the mother, so there's a dormant trait there, right? But the odds of the baby getting that through his dormant trait, because he didn't have it, right? Would be improbable unless someone else has it.
So the mama has it?
Stay tuned for winter two.
No, because I'm like, read this and I was
Huh?
like, this is not making sense. So
English, please. I'm sorry. I can't. Y'all don't want me to give away these answers, but I'm
so
just
you
saying.
basically telling us it's gonna be a book too. Because a lot of things you like that question is a fair question
That's a fair
because
question.
I was like, if that's not the father and he died from this, and everybody's concerned with how she got it, and is Malik and Jay really brothers?
No, they brothers. They brothers.
They
So
just
yeah.
got
So
different
yeah. Okay.
daddies.
So let me help. Let me
So they
help.
have different daddies, same mamas.
Different dad, the same mom. So what
So the
happened
mama
was
cheated. Okay,
the
got it.
mama cheated, and that's why that's why the
So the
dad
mama
took
got the sickle
Jay.
cell.
Mom got sickle cell. Uh, well,
We shouldn't. I know, right? What the heck? And
look,
we should have a
we got
good period
some stuff
because the
to do in
author is right
between.
here.
We got some stuff to do in between. Don't worry about it. That's what I'm saying. Don't worry about it. We got some stuff to do in between. We got some.
It didn't say
I
to do
promise by the end of
between.
this, we go do a couple of things. Well, at least one thing for sure. By the end of this interview, if you stick with me, I got something for you. But let's keep going. Mm-hmm.
Hey, how you doing, boo? I'm tired of you. I really am because you be doing too much sometimes, and then you don't want to be saying nothing. You should have had add more chapters since you didn't make this book as long, but you need to tackle that. It has to be a book too, y'all, because it ain't making sense. Because
The math ain't
his
math.
because his blood is the one who cured her, so he must have a dormant trait. The mama have something ain't mathing to me, and you ain't trying to help me out either. So I don't appreciate this at all.
You want to? I can give you an answer. I mean, but you don't want
Is
the
it gonna
answer.
be another book? If it's another book, I
No,
don't want the answer.
I will. You said what?
If it's another book, then I don't want it. I'll read it in the
Okay, well
book.
then, yeah. So no, there'll definitely be another book.
Okay,
I'm
if
not
it's a
done with these characters. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'll go on record and say this. I don't think I'm done with any of these characters. Like, so
I
anybody
think you
you're
should
meeting,
be, because
I'm not done with any of
Miracle
these
is gonna have her own
characters.
book.
I
Miracle.
think you're just meeting them, and I think we're gonna have some fun with what's coming next. I think that's
Okay,
what's
and what
really gonna be.
about Autumn character? Because you left us. That needs to be another book too.
I'm not done with any of these characters.
Okay, good.
That's what I'm
Why
saying.
you? Oh you guys see why he annoys me? Like, what the
I'm
heck?
not
Because then he's
done
gonna
with
take
any
20
of these
years.
characters.
Like, I know, girl, you gotta go. I like it. No one like that heifer. But Jasmine, you got after you read Autumn, which I know you're gonna love, you gotta go and read Money, Power, and Sex. You have to go read that. And then you're gonna call me and be like, girl, what the hell? And I'm like, girl, watch the interviews because he annoys me in all of them. But you're going to enjoy that roller coaster ride because it's definitely a roller coaster ride.
Got my Bravo shirt on right now. Bravo company.
Oh
Shouts out to
boy, no,
Bravo.
I saw your little ad you did with the coloring books.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. A little
I
bit.
said, look at Norian over here
Trying to
being
make it happen.
a spokesperson
Roll the
and
dice.
can't give us no straight answers. The irony in there now. So I do like that you just say you're not done with these characters because there's so much stuff more you can do. Especially with their love story because they just now realize they want to be together. So that has to unfold. We got to figure out what's going on with the sickle cell. I think Miracle should have her own love story because she needs to get together. Don't be laughing.
That's the thing.
Norian, thank you for letting us know that this is going to be continued. Guys, no, girl, we'll talk about him after here.
Oh, oh, yeah, they got it in. When they got it in, they got it in. Did they?
I
Look,
liked
look.
it at the in the bakery. But let's go. Since you mentioned the sex scene, I was gonna talk about it, then I stopped because we started talking about something else. We started talking about the album. That's why I stopped. I love after they remember I was talking about how all the game and she wanted to play music and then she made him go upstairs and follow him playing whatever the first time he did it. That was good. But the next morning when she acted like she didn't want to be with him and then she like that scene was the best. Like, so since we're not gonna do this again, but since we're friends, let
Just alone, alone. Yeah, okay, alone. Yeah,
it alone.
but I like when Miracle came in there and said, "There's there's thought sauce everywhere."
I know. He probably got one of those dotted like these holes in here, and he jumped out the window. The depth they went to make it seem like they wasn't together was hilarious. And then I love how they did it at the bakery.
Hmm. Hmm.
I didn't like that, how they broke up. Like the girl freaking, had to.
Hmm.
But all this had to unravel. I like how you did that. But the sex scenes were, and one thing I can say, Norian, I love that you do everything tastefully. In your sex scenes and stuff like that, you don't go crazy. I love that you love the story. I think, but for Jasmine, because I know you like the sex scenes, he does have more sex scenes in Autumn than he does in this book. So
Yeah,
you will really, but Autumn is just a really like Autumn. That's when I really like Norian. I say he did a really good job. He really, really did a good job. Then he took me on this crazy freaking roller coaster with money, power, and sex, and we just been locked down ever since. And he gets on my nerve every single time, guys. But he's a gifted writer. Oh, girl, you're a hot mess.
thank you, Jasmine. It's fun.
That's my book. She is so funny. Um, but yeah, Norian, this book, I enjoy this book. I think I got where you were going with this, and I think people, if they really like, she said how even Jasmine, I was like, I told her, I said, she said, wait, I'm like, you gotta finish the book. You have to. He's going to go somewhere. And I want to tell everybody, don't judge a book by a cover, and do not no, thank you. See, um, and you have to finish the book. And I tell everybody, don't tell me they don't like a book unless they read it from the beginning to the end, because you never know where the book is going.
Hmm.
You never know, so you have to give it the full time span you need with it. And I thought you did a great job. I think it really did fit the title Winter, even though that was her name.
Hmm.
I honestly think it went very well with the season. The tie
Hmm.
to the season, making a hard season, hard decision. Like you said, it's New Year's. I gotta move y'all because my thing about to die. It's New Year's, so everybody, new beginning, new change, new revelations. I thought all of that was really, really good. See, I gotta charge my. I don't want my thing to. Okay. New revelations and all that good stuff. So I really think you did a great job with this, Norian.
Hmm.
I do wish it was longer. That part I was disappointed. I'm not gonna lie to you because I was like, "What the heck, Norian? What the heck?" Because Autumn, where's my Autumn book at? Right here. Autumn was thick.
Hmm.
This
Well,
one probably was half the pages.
well, okay. So again, I'm trying to get through some stuff so we can get to some
Don't
storytelling.
be
So
rushing my books. Don't
I'm
be
not
rushing my
rushing it,
books. We
but
wait a long time for this book. And I know you was working on the music. Let me tell you what this boy was like. Oh, I got the music. That's a hard time. But Nori know what she's doing. Even when he did that love thing last year, all those freaking novellas.
mhm,
He better sit his behind down and write us You can't start us off with autumn and all the detail and a tour around Houston and then start giving us like little novellas, little short stories. You can't do it. You set
Okay,
the expectation high, and I'm not gonna let you drop the ball.
I'm
So
not gonna
as
drop
your
the ball.
friend and the reader,
I'm not gonna
you
drop
better
the
get
ball.
it together because
I,
I'm telling you, if spring and summer is short stories, and you don't have two big continue, and then another one coming right behind, I'm gonna have a problem. I'm gonna have a problem. Y'all heard it here on live. I'm gonna have a problem with Norian. Let me
I,
get my
I
book right
think,
here.
I
Let me show
think,
y'all.
I think you'll be. I think we're gonna be. I think we'll be fine.
This is a thick book, y'all. You see this?
Mhm.
Winter ain't this thick. So, like I said, I wait a long time for a winter.
But we gonna we're gonna be fine. I'm telling you, you're gonna see some stuff. It just got to get. We just got to get there. We got to get there.
Tell us what you got coming up, Norian.
Well, I I'm glad we're doing this because I actually, speaking of the soundtrack and speaking of all that good stuff, I am about, because I don't want you to wait very long. I will say that we're really close to spring. Spring's characters, Preston Cole from Autumn, from Winter soundtrack. Um, we're gonna look into his life, and I think
Preston Cole, isn't that the guy you mentioned in Autumn who was like the singer or something like that?
he was a singer, so we never heard him sing
Yeah.
until now. And so, but but the season is a renewal season, so it's gonna be a thing. But we never heard Preston Cole sing, so I if you will entertain me, I will play a Preston Cole song for you right now. You know,
I'm here for it. Let's do a live
okay,
in action on a Whitney
all
Ski
right.
podcast. Preston,
Now, do y'all want? Okay, let me ask you this. You want to? Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna play the Preston Cole song. I gotta.
just play one. Whatever your heart is telling you, that's what you need to play.
All right. Let
You
me.
heard it here first, guys.
Let's do this one. Oh, hold on. There we go. Let me know if you can hear this. I just wanna make love. Can you hear it? Love you in the morning and night. You kissing me, holding me tight. Don't care if you're wrong or you're right. I just wanna make love. I wanna love you for the rest of my life. Don't care if it's right or it's wrong. I'm loving you all day long. For the rest of my days, God knows I pray for us to make love. We'll be waking up, making up and making love. We'll be waking up, making up and making love. We'll be waking up, making up and making love. 'Cause baby, I love you, and that's all I want.
Okay, we'll be making up, waking up, and making love. Okay, I hear you,
All
Preston
right.
Cole.
Never felt like this before. Are we going? You are all I need and more. The reason that I believe you're all I'll ever need. I'll shelter you from the storm. When it's cold, I'll keep you warm. If you look in my eyes, you see here's where you belong. We've both been through some pain. We've got nothing to gain by playing silly games or saying the things that we have fight about or have to explain. Girl, I just wanna live the truth. And when I look at you, all I wanna do.
Right? It's good.
Okay, I'll stop it right here.
Okay, I see you, Preston.
Yeah, yeah. So we do a little something.
So
So
he's gonna be the main guy character and
he's the main guy
Spring.
character. And we gotta figure out what goes on with that guy. but that's him.
Okay.
So yeah, you know,
And he that I'm assuming that's the song on the spring album.
yeah. I got a few
This
of them.
is good. Okay.
Spring is done. The spring album is done. So we. I mean, I'm liking it. You know, I'm liking it. I'm a yeah. You know what? Okay, I'm not gonna play. I'm gonna play one more, not the whole song. I'm just gonna give you
We
one
got
more. Just
we got to wait for the song.
you go wait one more, okay? Yeah, I just wanna because you always say I don't never have. So now I'm showing up. I'm showing up with reinforcements. So let me just go ahead and
We need
give
to
you
know
the.
some dates. Shoot. You
Mm,
trying to tease us, then we gotta wait 5 years.
no. Is this one? What's this one? Oh, Preston Cole got some songs. This ain't the one I want to play, but this is a work. It's a work. Baby, I could spend my whole life laying next to you, thinking about all the things I would love to do. Looking in your eyes sets my soul on fire. Baby, you mean everything to me. You're my only desire. When we're making love, I see the stars in your eyes. You're my rib, you're my soulmate, you're the love of my life. You're the reason I wake up when I can't sleep at night. Anytime we fuss or anytime we fight, you're still my own girl. You mean everything to me. I mean everything you see. You're the type of girl that makes a man drop to one knee and say, baby, marry me. Baby, marry me. Because the one thing that's true, I'm just half of me when I'm not with you. All right.
I
So
know it's gonna be a good book because all these love songs. He talks about we making up, making love. You the type of person that make me want to drop on my knee. Oh my God. When we get in the book? When we get in the book? Spring is right
well,
around the corner, Norian.
before I was rushed into look, the goal is I'll put it like this.
What we have before June 21st?
Yeah, I think we should be. I think we'll be looking at summer then. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We'll be moving into summer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
So
we can be
next
moving.
question.
Hmm.
Y'all heard that. We will have it in this. We'll actually have the book in the springtime.
It's the plan. Is the
No,
plan.
no,
The
we're gonna
plan is
speak. I'm
on
speaking
route
into
right now.
existence. And next thing I'm gonna ask you, Norian,
Hmm.
is what is next? Like, are we gonna get besides this spring? Are we gonna get some more money, power, and sex? Um, are we just doing like? Are we doing spring, summer, then autumn, winter, part two? Where we going? Because I need to know. We need to know as your readers and supporters how we looking.
I want to look. We're gonna get through the seasons, and then we're gonna try to finish up some of this. I know I
And what
owe a
is the
money, power, and
season? Like
sex book.
after
I know that. I know.
what do you mean by season? So we're gonna get spring and summer. Then are we getting like autumn two, winter two? Or are you
Oh
gonna
no.
do
We're
one?
we're gonna get the first wave of the seasons out the way. Then we're gonna go ahead and wrap up Money, Power, and Sex, that series. We're gonna not wrap it up, but we're gonna get to part two. We're gonna get there's still some more story to be told, and so I need to get everything all my ducks in a row. But I mean I don't want to announce it all because it's a lot. But it's like it's a lot of good stuff. But what I'm saying is by the time we get to Money, Power, and Sex 2, even the stuff that has happened, other things will be happening, but it all will be happening at the same time. Like everything is leading to Houston. So right now I'm literally I could tell you what I'm writing, but I don't want to tell you what I'm writing because then you're gonna be mad at that. So so
So
yeah, it's
Gibson,
huh? See, Gibson, that's my girl. You know, like and look, and I'm gonna tell y'all something about it's a couple of characters you ain't never gotta worry about them not showing. They don't they are my worst critics. Like they gonna get me up and they gonna make Gibson is gonna absolutely force me to write. Like just she will not take no for an answer. So you definitely gonna
well,
see some
because her
change
story
Gibson.
didn't end. Like you left us like
Oh my God.
Every last one of those books left us on like what's going to happen next. So by the time we get to the book, we're going to have to reread everything to remember what the heck is going on.
And since
So
I
that
know that, I'm trying to put it all together at one time so you don't have to do that ever again. Because I know I wouldn't want to do that. So I'm the
the
reason why I'm
last
being
time y'all
deliberate.
he dropped the book
Huh?
was February 2024. Money, Power, and Sex, and it's now February 2025, and we gotta
But I
wait
did
probably October because he's saying after summer. So who knows when we're gonna get the rest of that? And how many books have we read? We read Money. We had one, two, three. Then we have the spinoff. So how many books do you have right now? Six,
seven. Seven.
seven. So
Yeah.
then now we got to reread seven books so that everything is fresh in our mind, so we can have a pure experience of this freaking roller coaster ride. Just putting that out there, guys. Just to let y'all know where we at because of
But
Mr. Marine Love.
when you get to
Well, look what they said.
your fans are stressful, but they love your work.
Cause he be stressing us out.
I love them too. And I tell you what, like I could not. I'm glad you're patient with me because you know what? Because there's a lot to put all these little things that, like the stuff. Some of the stuff is like you got to set this thing up for this thing over here that I really want to happen to make sense. So I might just
Yeah.
spend a lot of time with this thing, but I still got to make it enjoyable, right? So it can't just be okay. Here's the thing: you got to make it. You got to build that thing up for this to make sense. And this is what I really want you to see. But we had to do this first. So like even Gibson being in Marcus's book was all about Sukanya, right? But you had to know who Gibson was for any of that to make sense. So some of that, it just comes with it. But did you die? That's my thing. Did you die? If you didn't die, I
Thank the
think
Lord. Thank the Lord. I'm still here and ticking, and I'm
you
here
know.
for this crazy roller coaster ride. Norian, I have to honestly say though, all jokes aside, I do enjoy your work. I was disappointed that winter was not as long as I wanted it to be, but I got it.
Hmm.
It was
Hmm.
still an excellent read. It was, I guess, selfish of me because I want the book to be longer, but I did enjoy and understand the trials and tribulations of what was going in the season of winter. I think you did a phenomenal job hitting that avenue of really winter being a hard season in anybody's life. So I just want you to know that I do appreciate you. That people enjoy it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I
That was a
I
good one.
protect
Pun intended. That was a good one.
I ain't
No,
want
oh, it don't really be short. So,
to.
but on a serious note, I do enjoy you taking your time out, spending it with us. I enjoy your work. You know that I support you. Every August,
You're my
September,
favorite with you.
we do stuff. You do a great job with expressing the woman and male character voices.
Hmm.
And I feel like this one, Winter, more dominated, but I feel like the next one, Preston's going to dominate because, and the one in Autumn, what's his name? Wait, some of the T, right? Some of the T.
Tatum.
See, I knew it was a T. Y'all see how I'm getting? Tatum was the main, like he was the guy and he was the main voice, which I loved. But the woman's character was still as strong.
Hmm.
And when they met at the gallery, I still remember the art gallery at the end. See, I remember some stuff, and it's been a
Hmm.
minute, and it's
Hmm.
still coming back to me. Um, but phenomenal. Your love stories are phenomenal. So that's why I stay on his neck about it because I feel like he hits it in a different way, and that we need more of. I love Money, Power, and Sex series, but his novels, like that autumn novel, this winter novel, when he really gets in his pen, his bag, he does a phenomenal job. So I'm trying to push him to continue to do that, y'all, because I'm a selfish reader and I enjoy what I enjoy. But for real, Norian, I do appreciate you coming over and taking your time. Please tell everybody what you're doing. We already know kind of what's coming up. We're gonna get some spring this summer. We got that. But tell them where they can follow you, where they can support you, where you're gonna be at. Give everybody your spiel.
Okay, so I am on all social platforms at Norian Love, and then anything you are interested in, um, on my website, norianlove.com. We got a bunch of cool stuff. We got merchandise. We got, I don't even know if you want to call it merchandise these days, but we got that. We got books. We got music. We got stuff. And then as far as where I'm going, It's a couple of things I still can't announce. Yeah, I'm ready to announce, but I can't announce. I just haven't been able to. But I will be at Monica Walters' event in Dallas coming up. I just did Tulsa Boozy Book Tour. Shout out to Boozy. I am. They got a couple of more. Um, I got Jessica Watkins in Chicago. I'll be there. And then there are a couple of others that I just I'm waiting for the green light. So you know, I'll be around.
Guys, you gotta support him. Independent author, producer. He enjoys and love what he does because that's why he takes the time out. Booked and busy he is to make his music. That's why I give him pass because a lot of authors have playlists, but he actually creates the playlist himself. Find the musicians and the singers. So I always give him grace, and I just think it's beautiful that he's a black male who takes the time and really go all out on his production from the book to the that box he gave me. Y'all see my video. I still have it up there. I thought it was phenomenal. That's why I was asked, "Where's the next box?" Um, so
We got some stuff.
support him.
We got some stuff covered. That's all I can say.
We're gonna have to wait. One thing about it,
Wait, but
but it's always good. He hasn't disappointed. Norian, I do appreciate you coming over here. Yeah, he be rapping too. Y'all gotta see him freestyle.
got a few bars.
But guys, he's a great guy. Support him because he's doing all this himself. Like he has support him. Go on his website, buy the books if you can. He does all this stuff himself. So let's support another black business. You already know who I am, Whitney, owner of Whitney Escapes, #1 travel agency. Y'all already know how to reach me on all social media platforms at Whitney's Escapes. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Guys, I appreciate you guys coming here, spending your Sunday with me, and join these books as well as I do. Get into this with me. I love it. I love doing this. I love talking to the authors, and I love reading your comments to see what you think. So I appreciate you all. I appreciate my boo to let me know my angles ain't right. He want me out here slipping, so I appreciate him. Give him a shout out. But I honestly just want to thank everybody, my crew behind the scenes who really helped me because my video was a hot mess. Just thank all my supporters and continue to uplift all you guys as y'all continue to uplift me because as we know we are in winter, and I think that with the book that we just read we should do some evaluations, maybe have some conversations that need to be had. Let's do some healing. This is 2025 and the world is crazy, but don't mean you gotta be crazy. Let the outside noise be the outside noise, but make sure your tempo, your spiritual and everything is right. On a serious note, I think Norian talked about it in a love story, but we live in this life for real. So, check on your friends, good, strong friends, not strong. Just check on your people. And most importantly, check on yourself. Make sure you're good. Make sure you align with God and where He wants you to go. And if you don't believe in God, I'll pray for you. But just make sure you're good. Guys, thank you so much for supporting me, coming in here on the live. I love all you guys. I really, really do. This is my happy moment, my escape time. So I do appreciate you guys for all allowing me to do what I love to do. Until next time, bye.
Do you work too much, constantly on the go, miss hanging out with friends, family, or even yourself? Do you ever feel like you need an escape? Whitney's Escapes is here to help with just that. We specialize in family travel, autism travel, group trips, vacations, staycations, and more. So when you're ready for your next escape, make sure you contact us at whitneysescapes.com. Follow us on social media at Whitney's Escapes as well. Whitney's Escapes, where your dreams become your reality.
I